I'm beginning to sound like a broken record after each new episode of Queen of Tears. The drama is determined to wring every tear from the viewer's eyes. At this point, the writer is dragging it. The recently concluded episode 13 caused a waterfall of tears, as we were given both hope and pain. The hope and good news is, there's finally a means for Hae-In to live, through surgery. This could mean that a happy ending is on the horizon. And seeing them happy together, was one of the main highlights of the episode. But the pain and downside is, she's highly likely to lose her memories. This will not only make her fearful, but will also leave her vulnerable. Finding out she'd lose her identity is a hard pill to swallow, as seen in the preview. Who else cried a bucket of tears while watching the epilogue? Hyunwoo's love for Hae-In shined through here. With such love, they'll overcome even a lost memory. Hae-In telling Hyunwoo about the MP3 was such a wholesome moment. What's more, it looks like Unsong is set to exploit this newfound leverage. At this point, the writer is dragging this Unsong and his mother's story. We need them to be gone, and all attention focused on Hyunwoo and Hae-In. However, they are still needed to make us anxious for the final outcome and keep Hyunwoo and the family on their toes. As suspected, the chairman's illegal funds fell into the sly Sulhe's hands, like manna from above. Seems like Lady Luck has taken permanent residence with them. At first, it's unbelievable that both mother and son were able to take down a conglomerate family with ease. But the fact that they keep getting away with it is becoming annoying. Hyunwoo and Byung-ja have the arsenal of her forged identity to bring her down. They could have easily nullified and voided the power of attorney without the chairman having to sacrifice himself. Even with the chairman's death, they could have had her investigated with this knowledge. However, I must say that the slush funds falling into their hands will be their downfall. The slush funds are the chairman's illegal money, meaning it's a crime to have them. Sulhe really meant what she said about loving Unsong in such a twisted way. But this is going to be one of the ropes that will tie Unsong's neck. With pressure from the chairman's first son and LP group, Unsong is beginning to make mistakes. He's using the slush funds to illegally buy company shares. This, among other things, could land him in jail. You know what they say, like mother, like son. After Mr. Payeon failed to kill Hyunwoo and changed camps, it looks like Unsong had him killed. His corpse was found toward the end of the episode. This shows that Unsong is just as evil as his mother, and wouldn't mind killing to achieve his aim. After finding out about Hae-In's surgery, and its side effects, he found a new type of hope. He sees this as an opportunity to have her. He thinks if she loses her memory after the surgery, he will finally have a chance with her. This is why he asked the maids to clear out her room and that of Hyunwoo. Hoping to erase all traces of Hyunwoo and her old life, anything that might remind her of the past. It's also the reason he asked Hyunwoo not to tell Hae-In about the side effects, so she won't make preparations for it. And also why he followed them to Germany. This means he plans to claim to be her husband or someone important to her after her surgery. To achieve this, he will have to eliminate Hyunwoo, as Hyunwoo will never let him have his wife. He might be behind the accident in Germany. What's more, it seems like he fell out with his mother before leaving for Germany. It can also be that Sulhe will try to eliminate Hae-In because of her hold on Unsong, but might end up killing her son. Although Unsong deserves jail time for all his many atrocities, I must say that this will be a form of poetic justice. Soo Hyun feels like she's the boss, as she keeps besting the family at every turn. If Unsong dies, I wonder what will be her new motivation. What's more, she plans to make Hae-In's parents regret moving back home. Grace is still a piece of work, as always. It's stupid that the queens keep trusting her, despite what she did in the past. You would think that what they went through would make them more aware and tight-lipped, especially around the sly Grace. She's still playing the devil's advocate. Soo Hyun is keeping her in check by dangling the 60 billion won in her face. And as we know, Grace will sell her soul for a price. Hopefully, she'll end up behind bars in the end. What's more, Soo Hyun is gradually finding his feet because of his love for Hae and her son. Knowing his mother's temperament, he decides to stay back in Yeongduri until he finds his feet, to protect his family. I must say that his character unconsciously grows on you. However, after Soo Hyun learns of Hae's stay in Yeongduri, she can be seen threatening her in the preview for the next episode. To protect Soo Hyun, Hae will decide to leave him once again. There must be a reason why Soo Hyun doesn't want her around. It could be that she has evidence that might expose their evil deeds. Poor Soo Hyun is going to be blue once again. Hyun-woo and Hae-In stole the episode, as usual. Who wouldn't fall in love with these two? Hyun-woo made sure that Hae-In told him about her 3 secrets, because of the possibility of her losing her memory. Finding out that he's her first love was a funny moment. Hae-In truly loves her man, and they are destined for one another. What are the odds that fate kept throwing them in each other's paths? Hyun-woo seems to materialize whenever Hae-In needs someone. I wish the writer would give them more happy moments to bask in their love for one another. Moving in together at Hyun-woo's office was such a good move for the newlyweds. This was a little bit of sunshine in the episode. However, after finding out about the side effects, Hae-In is going to back out of the surgery. She fears losing her happy memories of Hyun-woo. She can be seen reminiscing about their first honeymoon visit to Germany. What's more, her 3 months are up, so she has no time to deliberate on this, as she starts hallucinating about her dead elder brother. However, it looks like she plans to die as herself, instead of living without her memories. She finally accepted Hyun-woo's proposal, because she thought the nightmare of her illness was almost behind them. Poor Hyun-woo is going to have a tough time, trying to get her to choose life. He's going to do all he can to change her mind. He can be seen meeting with her doctor, and getting her a 4-leaf clover. What's more, it looks like he will finally convince Hae-In, as they can be seen having a tearful moment in the preview. She can also be seen with Hyun-woo at the church, where Hyun-woo once prayed for her well-being, when they last visited. However, Hyun-woo can be seen frantically calling out her name, after a fatal accident. But with the look on his face afterward, it looks like she won't be in the car. It seems like Hae-In will undergo surgery and will lose her memory. But with Hyun-woo's love and devotion, they will find a happy ending that will be endearing and pleasing to the viewers. I must say that I'm happy with this twist, as it means Hae-In will live in the end. Just like in her other dramas, the writer always gives a happy ending, but the lovers will have to sacrifice something to be together. I expect nothing less in this drama. What do you think of this new twist? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you liked this content, give it a like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell for all things wonderfully K-drama. Thanks for watching, bye.